Welcome to our channel, Beyond Midnight. Tonight's documentary is about the ghost fleet that still haunts the sea. The night is thick as a shroud when I step onto the dilapidated pier, the wooden planks groaning beneath my cautious footing, each step echoing unnaturally across the still, oppressive air. The sea is silent, unnervingly so, save for the faint, distant whisper of waves that sound almost like voices, disjointed, lost, calling from a place beyond understanding. My lantern casts a flickering glow, shadows dancing and twisting into grotesque shapes that ripple across the weathered hulls and broken Morse houses of what once was the Ghost Fleet. 1,000 ships swallowed by time, my spirit's curiosity pulling me closer into their haunting embrace. The air smells of salt and rot, a choking mixture that I can barely breathe through as I make my way along the decaying wharves. Here, the water laps lazily against hulls that seem to breathe with a life of their own, warped and creaking as if alive, waiting. I see strange symbols etched into the splintered wood, curves, runes, and jagged lines that shimmer faintly in the gloom. Strange markings that whisper of curses cast long ago, of sailors who vanished into the abyss and were forever bound to this forsaken fleet. Some of these symbols resemble faded sigils, half-erased drawings of ships sinking, serpents coiled in endless loops, and what might be faces, their features blurred and staring, as if holding on to their last breath, or perhaps longing to be released. A sudden chill rides along my spine, more visceral than the night air. Shadows seem to flicker just beyond the reach of my lantern. Intertwining, twisting figures formed from darkness, their outline shifting like smoke in a sea storm. I rub my arms, trying to steady the trembling that wants to ripple through me. The whispers are louder now, disjointed phrases, strangled pleas, and the faint echo of a song sung by voices long silenced. I cannot tell if it's the wind trying to unravel itself or something far darker, lingering deliberately in the corners of my mind. My ears strain, and I swear I can almost make out words. Never leave us. The sea has taken what's owed. Or perhaps it's just my imagination twisting air into myth. Moving deeper into the fleet's tangled remains, I feel an overwhelming sense of being watched. An ancient, unblinking eye fixed on me from somewhere beneath the waves, or within the shadowy recesses of these broken ships. Their masts, fallen and broken, lean like the ribs of some giant beast long dead, their shapes jagged against the sky like the claws of a monstrous creature clawing upward in defiance. Rust and barnacles have claimed them, and among the rotting timbers, I notice strange symbols again, painted or carved with blood or some dark ink. They look deliberately placed, ritualistic, signs of those who once tried to tame or curse the sea, perhaps both, and who now lie forever cursed in their own drowned sanctuary. A sudden violent surge of water beneath my feet sends a wave of dread crashing through my chest. The wind picks up, howling like the horns of some cursed choir, mourning unending. Shadows gather and swirl, taking forms that seem human, or at least humanoid. They're not quite solid, but flicker in and out of existence, like reflections in a broken mirror. I catch a glimpse of a face, a weather-worn visage, eyes empty, yet filled with centuries of sorrow, staring from behind a shattered window, or peering out from beneath a collapsed deck. As I look closer, this face dissolves into a mass of shadow, melting away into the darkness, taunting me with silence. Then I notice the water itself, more than just liquid. It ripples with unnatural movements, as if alive, or perhaps consciously pushing against my senses. There are odd symbols beneath the surface, glimpsed through the murk, a ship's wheel with eyes, a serpent devouring its tail, an anchor chained to an unseen weight that pulls relentlessly down. I feel an almost magnetic pull to dive into this drowning, cursed depth, but I resist, trembling as I realize that the sea remembers. Every legend, every curse, every sailor that sank here becomes part of that fathomless, horrific memory. A sudden burst of whispers surrounds me, overlapping like a ghostly choir chanting in some ancient, forgotten tongue. They tell stories of ships lost to storms summoned from wrath, of crews condemned to sail forever in the spectral fleet, caught between worlds, their souls tethered to drowned echoes. I can see flickering visions of phantom sailors, skulls half-formed beneath tattered uniforms, eyes hollow and pleading, frozen in perpetual terror, trapped in an endless night. Their whispers grow louder, pressing into my head, asking one question. What was taken? What debt? What secret bayed in the depths, so terrible that the sea itself refuses to forget? A shudder shakes me as I step back, a persistent feeling that the fleet is alive, waiting, perhaps even welcoming another soul into its cursed embrace, an outsider drawn by legends too ingrained into the very fabric of the ocean's dark heart. Every creak, every whisper, every shadow wraps tighter around me, as if the ships are reaching out, eager to drag another into the abyss, where darkness and water blend into one eternal whispering nightmare. And I realize, as I turn to go, that whether it's the curse of the past or some sentient hunger of the sea itself, the ghost fleet has never been gone. It merely waits beneath the waves, lurking in the shadows beneath the surface, an enduring testament to the cursed mariners, forever part of the ocean's legend, forever haunting the waters we dare to call our own. Beneath the restless surface, the ghost fleet remains an enigma, woven into the fabric of maritime history, often dismissed as sailors' tales or the restless spirits of drowned seafarers. The phenomena persist long after formal records fail to acknowledge their existence. In coastal villages, where the ocean's whisper is a lullaby and a warning, stories circulate of spectral ships emerging in fog-laden nights, their masts cloaked in an unnatural gloom, their sails stitched from the shadows of departed lives. Some say their timbers are made from the very wood of broken dreams, otherworldly and cursed by ancient pacts made in desperation or despair. Historical archives are sprinkled with accounts that blur the line between myth and documented chaos. Lighthouses sometimes report inexplicable sightings, lights flickering in empty harbors, ships unanchored and drifting eerily close to the rocks during storms conjured more by imagination than meteorological logic. Fishermen speak of hearing the distant chanties echoing across the water, voices lifted in mournful melodies that cut straight to the marrow, stirring memories long buried. These whispers seem to echo from depths where the boundary between memory and myth collapses, where history sealed by time refused to stay silent. Scientifically, explanations have been offered. Optical illusions caused by the play of moonlight on shifting ice, or reflections off floating debris. But skeptics admit that such rationalizations often fall short of the genuine strangeness that persists. It's as though the sea itself is a living archive of unresolved histories, a cryogenic vault that refuses to be closed. The spectral ships, if they are indeed ships, seem not to be governed by normal physics or navigation. They glide calmly through the water, unaffected by cold, wind, or current, as if they are suspended in some unreality. Their silent passings through the night unsettle even the most seasoned sailors, who instinctively steer clear or hold their breath as if fearing to disturb the spectral procession. There are moments, too, when ancient shipwrecks are uncovered, disturbingly pristine, as if frozen in time. Their timbers still intact, crews' personal effects perfectly preserved, the haunting residue of the stories that never concluded. In one notable case, an entire maritime cemetery of submerged vessels re-emerged during a violent storm, their jagged hulls pierced and gouged, yet still strangely intact. Folk memory attributes this to an invisible hand or the sea's restless consciousness, refusing to let go of those who sank beneath her surface. In whispered recountings, old mariners speak of entering an eerie calm, only to realize they're sailing among the long-lost souls of ships gone adrift, captains' eyes staring back from the depths. Some scholars suggest that the ghost fleet is the ocean's answer to humanity's hubris, a living testament to the cost of unchecked ambition and conquest. As explorers pushed beyond known boundaries, the sea responded with stories of ships that disappeared without trace, their crews cursed to sail eternity in limbo. A legend of the fleet becomes a cautionary tale, a mirror held up to mankind's reckless desire to dominate nature. In the dark, these vessels serve as both warning and tribute, reclaimed from the depths where they once sought treasures, only to become part of the restless sea's unending saga. Oddly enough, maritime archaeologists sometimes find artifacts that defy explanation. Compass needles spun erratically, navigational instruments frozen in time, whispering of forces beyond their understanding. When divers venture into submerged forests of shipwrecks, they speak of hearing faint, distant echoes of songs long silenced, as if the ocean itself remembers. Some have claimed to glimpse shadowy figures moving along the decks, apparitions of sailors frozen in eternal watch, their faces etched with the anxiety of unresolved voyages. These sightings, though dismissed by many, grip the imagination of those who dare to contemplate the boundary, barely there, between the living sea and the spectral realm. And deep within this watery cemetery, some believe that the remnants of the ghost fleet are awakening anew, stirred by currents of history and perhaps the restless spirits of those who still haunt their vessels. Ancient curses, whispered across generations, seem to imbue certain waters with a dark allure. Sailors tell of a forbidden zone, a treacherous stretch of ocean where the boundaries are thin and the fog thick, where spectral ships materialize without warning, and the line between life and death blurs into an endless night. These waters are haunted not merely by stories, but by the very essence of human longing, desperation, and the inexorable pull of the abyss. In the fullness of night, when the moon's glow faintly illuminates the swell, the ghost fleet appears once more, drifting on the horizon's edge. Somewhere, beneath a sky riddled with stars and the churn of restless waves, the ships await their next voyage, forever cruising through the liminal spaces of memory and myth, threading an unbreakable chain between the world of flesh and your realm of shadows. They are an unending voyage, not across water, but through the very fabric of time and consciousness. An echo of humanity's deepest fears and eternal curiosity. The ocean has never told its full story, and it seems the ghost fleet in spectral silence continues to write it in ripples and shadows, an enduring testament to the great, unknowable depths of the sea. In the quiet dusk of an unremarkable coastal town, where the horizon seems to dissolve into a perpetual twilight, the legend murmurs anew. Local fishermen whisper of strange lights flickering beneath the waves, spectral flickers that dance like forgotten memories cast in phosphorescent glow. Sometimes in the cold embrace of night, the restless shapes of ships appear on the fathomless water, silhouetted against the moon's ghostly pallor, then vanish without a trace. These apparitions are believed to be the vestiges of a lost fleet, bound in a celestial limbo, forever drifting between worlds, their stories never fully told. Historically, maritime narratives from distant epochs lend credence to the ghost fleet's existence, an echo within legends dug up from sunken archives and treacherous sea caves. Artists and storytellers have long tried to grasp the essence of these spectral vessels. Their canvases often depict ships with sails made of swirling mist, crews cloaked in shadow, faces obscured by the cold wind that accompanies their eternal voyage. These depictions blur the line between reality and myth, transforming the ghost fleet into a symbol of human longing for closure, for understanding beyond mortal reach. Scientists draw on the persistent phenomena to theorize that what witnesses perceive may be optical illusions, mirages born from an interplay of light, temperature, and the ocean's stirring depths. Yet skeptics admit that such explanations often fall short, that the spectral ships defy rational understanding, sometimes appearing only to dissolve into the ether when approached, leaving behind a sense of profound disquiet. In some harrowing accounts, seasoned sailors, speaking in hushed tones, allude to encounters with ships that seem to carry no crew, only the silent, watchful currents of memories long drowned. Could these vessels be residual echoes, phantasmagoric remnants of shipwrecks torn asunder by storms, swept into the abyss, and reanimated by the collective subconscious? Or are they prisoners of their own doomed histories, forever sailing the dark waters of the collective human psyche? These tales persist across generations, stitched into the cultural fabric of seafaring civilizations from the Norse explorers to the Pacific Islanders. Each recounting adds nuance and depth, layering myth with reality, creating a tapestry of stories as intricate as the ocean itself. Naval expeditions, seeking the truth behind the ghost fleet, often return with stories of compasses spinning wildly, or lanterns swinging amid the darkness. Primal signals from a realm where physics and metaphysics entwine. Over time, the ghost fleet becomes more than mere myth. It transforms into a symbol of the ocean's inscrutable nature, an entity that refuses to be fully understood, that guards its deepest secrets beneath layers of salt and shadow. Explorers, adventurers, and spiritual seekers alike are drawn to the notion that these spectral vessels are more than relics. They are gateways, portals to other dimensions or other states of being. Some spiritual traditions interpret the ghost fleet as a reflection of collective human fears. The fear of abandonment, the fear of oblivion, the dread of encountering the infinite unknown. In this light, the ships become archetypes of loss and longing, bound to the eternal sea in a dance as ancient as time itself, echoing the restless human quest for meaning amid the vast, indifferent cosmos. The ocean's depths, teeming with creatures unseen and unimagined, serve as the silent witnesses to this ongoing phenomenon. Every ripple on its surface whispers stories of ships that once traversed these waters in their prime. Vessels that now live on only in memories carried by currents and the spectral tapestry of the deep. Perhaps in a sense, the Ghost Fleet is not merely a collection of ships lost to history, but a living, breathing manifestation of humanity's ceaseless desire to connect with what lies beyond the veil of the tangible, to reach into the infinite, and to leave behind a mark on the vast shadowed canvas of the sea. Their silent presence, drifting in the darkness, becomes a reminder that some stories are meant to drift forever, woven into the ocean's endless manuscript, an unceasing dialogue between the known and the unknowable. In the quiet hours, when the world below sleeps and the stars cast distant glimmers across the midnight swell, the Ghost Fleet remains an enigma, wrapped in whispers and fading echoes. Rumors ripple through coastal towns, carried on the salty breeze like tangled webs, connecting sailors' tales, maritime legends, and spectral sightings. Some say the ships are not merely relics adrift, but echoes of a time when humanity's reach exceeded its grasp, sailing into the uncharted abyss, a metaphorical voyage into the unknown, forever suspended in the liminal space between reality and myth. They are said to appear and vanish with the ebb and flow of the tides, their contours flickering against the darkness, as if caught in an optical illusion, or the phantasmal dance of a dream that refuses to fade. Scientists and explorers have long pondered their existence, offering theories that drift from the plausible to the fantastical. Some suggest these ships are remnants of lost expeditions, caught in a perpetual drift due to treacherous currents or mistaken identity. Phantom ships caught in an endless loop of the ocean's illusion, and perhaps even an artifact of sonar distortion or optical phenomena like Fata Morgana. Others whisper of a more metaphysical origin, suggesting that these vessels are manifestations of collective subconsciousness or echoes of unresolved histories, specters summoned from the depths by restless spirits seeking recognition or closure. Over the centuries, countless maritime navigators have reported sightings, vague shapes on the horizon, the faint glow of lanterns flickering through the fog, the distant hum of engines lost in the swell. These encounters, often dismissed as hallucinations or optical illusions under the influence of the sea's hypnotic spell, persist nonetheless in the folklore passed from sailor to sailor. Tales grow with each retelling, transforming the spectral fleet into a symbol of human longing, an embodiment of curiosity that refuses to be quenched by mere physical boundaries. It is as if the ocean itself conspires to keep certain stories forever just out of reach, draped in shadow and mystery. Historians have traced clues through ships' logs, which contain fleeting mentions of strange lights or inexplicable phenomena, and through old maritime charts, where certain areas are marked with warnings or cryptic annotations. Some of these warnings hint at cursed waters or haunted passages where ships once vanished without explanation, their crews lost to the depths or swallowed by storms that seemed to come from nowhere. These annotations serve as silent reminders that on the open sea, certainty is a fragile thing, and that the boundary between knowledge and myth is as thin as the spray on a sailor's face during a storm. Curiously, the ghost fleet's presence intersects with cultural memory, appearing in ghost stories, poetic verses, and paintings that attempt to capture the sea's uncanny beauty and ominous power. Their spectral silhouettes have become symbols of human hubris and humility alike, reminding us of the vast, indifferent universe beyond our grasp. Whether these ships are the tangible remnants of past tragedies or the intangible threads woven into the fabric of collective consciousness, they symbolize a truth universally acknowledged. Some mysteries are woven so deeply into the fabric of human experience that they ripple through generations, unbound by time or space. As the centuries wheel onward, the phantom vessels persist, unchanged in their ghostly silence, yet alive as echoes in stories, dreams, and the collective subconscious of those who listen to the ocean's murmur. Each sighting is a reminder that we are all travelers in a grand, unknowable voyage, navigators on a vessel that is at once personal and universal. Perhaps they serve as keepers of ancient secrets, silent witnesses to humanity's eternal curiosity, a living testament that the sea's depths hold more than just water. They hold the stories we dare not forget, or perhaps are destined never to fully understand. And as long as the night falls upon these waters, the ghost fleet will continue its silent passage, drifting somewhere between memory and myth, forever etched into the infinite dark. Beneath the endless cloak of night, the ghost fleet glides unobserved, its presence felt only through the faint shimmer of phosphorescent trails unseen by human eyes. Legends whisper of sailboats with no crews, appearing suddenly on the horizon, then dissolving just as swiftly into the mist. Fishermen who swear they've seen these spectral vessels gliding through fog-bound channels, their masts towering like shadows of a bygone era, evoke stories passed down from sailor to sailor. Tales of ships lost in storms, vanished without trace, only to re-emerge in whispers and dreams. Some suggest that these ships are echoes, a phenomenon of the mind, born from the collective memory of mariners haunted by the sea's cruel unpredictability. Others hold onto the more mystical explanation that they are fragments of ancient worlds, displaced through time, tethered to the ocean's mysterious fabric by unseen forces. Their silent passage serves as a reminder of the countless vessels that have come and gone, carrying hopes, fears, and secrets buried beneath layers of salt and sediment, forever lost to mortal comprehension. In remote coastal towns, elders still recount encounters with these ghostly fleets gathered in the night's hush, their voices laced with reverence and a touch of fear. It's said that on nights when the moon dips low and the waters churn with an unspoken energy, the ships emerge from the depths, their shrouds of mist billowing like restless spirits. Some tales speak of sailors aboard these phantom vessels, staring out blank-eyed into the darkness, whispering to someone or something that's not there. A longing for a life left behind, or a soul somehow bound to the undying draw of the sea. Throughout history, explorers and archivists have cataloged strange sightings, attempting to decipher patterns or origins. They've speculated that these spectral ships might be remnants of a world where time flows differently, a realm where the boundary between the living and the dead blurs. Others propose that they are figments, projections conjured by the mind's need to make sense of the chaos that storms and tempestuous waters impose on human existence. No concrete proof exists, only stories that echo through the wind, a testament to the human fascination with the unknown. In the domain of science and skepticism, theories abound about optical illusions caused by atmospheric conditions, light refractions, or the effects of hallucinations induced by exhaustion and salt in the air. Yet for every rational explanation, there remains an unshakable feeling that these ships are more than mere mirages. They are symbols of a profound truth we're still trying to grasp, that the ocean's vastness harbors memories, echoes of civilizations long submerged, and an everlasting allure for those who dare to look beneath the surface. Perhaps the Ghost Fleet is a mirror, reflecting humanity's collective longing for discovery, the desire to connect with something beyond the tangible. They embody the restless spirit of adventure and the deep-seated fear of the empty abyss. From ancient mariners who believe seas were haunted by gods and monsters, to modern sailors who navigate through technology and charts, the allure persists. The ships remain, silent and eternal, reminders of the boundary we cross when we venture into the dark water, unsure whether we seek secrets or run from them. As oceanographers probe the depths with submarines and sonar, they stumble upon strange anomalies, massive shapes that appear and vanish like specters, their origins still a mystery. Some speculate these are enormous sunken structures or geological formations emitting strange echoes. Others consider them the remnants of lost civilizations or even alien architectures hiding beneath the waves. Whatever the truth may be, the enigma fuels a continuum of fascination and trepidation. Indeed, the Ghost Fleet embodies more than just maritime ghost stories. They serve as a collective symbol of humankind's quest to understand the unfathomable. They invite us to contemplate what lies beneath the veneer of the known, spurring questions about origins, existence, and the fabric of reality itself. And as night falls again and the waters breathe a quiet, ancient hymn, the spectral vessels drift once more, silent witnesses to mysteries that as old as the sea, as deep as time itself. In those haunting hours, when the sea becomes a mirror to the sky, the vessel's silent voyage through the darkness beckons us to consider the stories etched into their weathered hulls. Tales of explorers who dared to chase the horizon, of sailors who held on to hope amid tempests and silence, and of shadows that lurk beneath the surface, unseen yet pervasive. Each vessel, whether battered by storms or gleaming with the scars of countless journeys, embodies a narrative woven into the tapestry of maritime history, whispering secrets in the language of ripples and winds. Beneath the surface, the ocean's depths harbor forgotten relics, ancient ceramics, rusted artifacts, and the bones of creatures long vanished. These silent markers of bygone eras remind us that the ocean is a vault of memory, holding the echoes of civilizations, lost ships, and undiscovered worlds. Sometimes the ghostly glow of bioluminescent life pulses softly, revealing glimpses of a realm where light is a rare visitor and life persists in primordial forms. It's as if the very darkness is alive, pulsing with the heartbeat of untold stories waiting to be uncovered. As currents shift and the night turns toward dawn, the ships resume their quiet, almost reverent passage through the water, guardians of secrets that refuse to yield easily. They navigate by stars long obscured by cloud and legend, guided by a sense of purpose that transcends time. A wind, fickle and eternal, seems to carry whispers from the depths and heights alike, unraveling the fabric of reality that separates known from unknown, consciousness from the cosmos. It invites us to ponder whether these spectral vessels are remnants of human ambition, or perhaps gateways to realms beyond comprehension. Throughout history, such phenomena have consistently challenged our understanding, turning abstract notions into visceral experience. Tales of ghost ships and phantom fleets have persisted across cultures, fueling stories that oscillate between myth and memory. These tales serve as bridges, linking the tangible with the intangible, nurturing curiosity and a longing to connect with something larger than ourselves. They ignite a sense of wonder that persists, urging us to look deeper into the veil of the ordinary and confront the mysteries that silently shape our collective consciousness. In moments like these, the boundary between science and spirituality blurs, blurring into a dance of possibility. Are these vessels merely echoes of a dangerous past? Or are they messengers from dimensions unseen, embodying the very question of existence itself? As the waters continue their ageless chant, it becomes clear that the search for answers is as infinite and layered as the ocean's own depths. The spectral ships, drifting through the velvet night, embody the eternal dance of discovery, an invitation to surrender to the mystery, to listen and ponder, knowing that some truths are meant to remain just out of reach, shimmering softly in the shadowed abyss. In the quiet that follows, whispers of myth and fact intertwine like threads woven into a tapestry, too complex to unravel in a single lifetime. Legends whisper of explorers who, gazing into the abyss, believed these vessels to be remnants of lost civilizations. Phantoms of ambitious mariners swallowed by the merciless sea, their ships haunted by the restless spirits of those who dared to challenge the horizon. Others contend that they are not relics of the human world at all, but rather the manifestation of collective consciousness. Thought forms conjured by centuries of longing and fear, materializing in the shadowed corners of reality where perception wanes and the unknown begins to take shape. The vessels themselves seem to breathe with a life of their own, their ghostly hulls glinting faintly in the moonlight with an iridescence that defies conventional materials. Strange symbols flicker across their surfaces, runes or alien inscriptions, impossible to decipher, that dance like flickering flames against the void. Some observers have described the ships as levitating just above the water, an impossible feat that hints at technology beyond current understanding, or perhaps a different fabric of existence altogether. A cascade of theories cascades through the collective consciousness. Interdimensional gateways, time loops, echoes of civilizations long vanished. The idea that these ships are vessels of otherworldly travelers, navigating a labyrinthine multiverse, stirs both awe and trepidation. Could they be sentient entities themselves, ancient beings cloaked in spectral disguise, observing us as we peer into their silent world? Or are they manifestations of human subconscious fears, the product of collective nightmares, played out on a cosmic scale? Night after night, eyewitnesses recount encounters where the ships seem to respond. A flicker of movement, almost imperceptible, that suggests awareness. Some claim to have heard faint melodies drifting across the water, hauntingly beautiful yet unsettling, as if the ships are singing a song of lament or revelation. Others speak of feeling an inexplicable pull, as if invisible threads tugged at their core, urging them to follow the spectral flotilla into depths unknown. This dance of shadows continues, hinting at a deeper truth, that some realms of reality operate on principles beyond our comprehension, woven into the very fabric of possibility. For as long as humanity has looked to the sea, its vastness, its depths, its secret histories, we have projected our hopes, our fears, and our innate curiosity onto the swirling waters and their ghostly passengers. Each sighting, each whispered legend, adds another layer to the labyrinth of understanding, a puzzle with no final piece, only an endless unfolding of mysteries. And so the spectral ships persist, drifting like silent sentinels through the night, embodying the eternal voyage into the unknown. They challenge us to ask, is the universe a vast, interconnected web of dimensions where time and space converge in ways we cannot yet grasp? Or are these ships echoes of something more profound, perhaps existing just beyond the threshold of perception? A reminder that some enigmas are woven into the very essence of existence, shimmering just out of reach as the tides of reality shift and flow, forever beckoning us deeper into the abyss of wonder. As the centuries unfurled, the tale of these spectral vessels continued to capture the collective imagination, morphing into myth and legend, whispered around flickering fires and inked onto aged parchments. Scholars and mystics pondered their origins. Were they remnants of ancient civilizations long lost to time, or fragments of cosmic phenomena unfathomable to mortal minds? Some propose that they might be manifestations of collective consciousness, visual echoes of humanity's unspoken fears and desires, projecting themselves onto the fabric of the universe like impressions on a cosmic canvas. Others speculated that these ships were intrinsic to the fabric of reality itself, a kind of celestial embroidery, stitched into the dimensions that underlie our perceptible universe. Their silent passage suggested a form of navigation through gateways or portals, pathways that sliced through the very fabric of space-time, linking realms beyond human comprehension. In some accounts, witnesses reported not only seeing these ships, but feeling their presence as an inexplicable weight in the air, a subtle hum that resonated deep within the bones, an echo of a universe that pulses with consciousness far beyond our own. Throughout history, rumors proliferated of leaders and explorers who claimed to have caught fleeting glimpses of these ships in moments of crisis or profound insight. Whispers that a glimpse into their cold, spectral hulls could unlock further understanding of reality's hidden layers. Yet for every sighting, the ships seemed to vanish just as mysteriously as they arrived, leaving behind only a ripple of superstition and wonder, fueling a perpetual quest for understanding. Were they messengers or warnings? symbols of something more profound, perhaps the universe's own silent acknowledgement that existence is far more layered and mysterious than linear equations and scientific laws can describe. As technology advanced, so did attempts to detect or communicate across whatever divides these ships traversed. Radio signals, quantum experiments, even the highly speculative search for gravitational anomalies. Each effort seemed to suggest that what lies beyond the veil defies conventional science, hinting at a multi-level cosmos where these ships might be visitors from dimensions intertwined with our own, or perhaps remnants of a reality that predates our universe's birth. Their presence has become a fixture in the collective consciousness, a spectral reminder that beneath the smooth veneer of the cosmos lies an underlying chaos, an infinite dance of possibilities coalescing into forms both terrifying and beautiful. There are those who argue they embody the ultimate cosmic irony, sentient ships that, while silent, carry the weight of unuttered truths that could shatter the fragile constructs of human perception if ever revealed. And so, they drift on, indefatigable in their silent pilgrimage through the night, guardians of mysteries we have yet to conceive, beckoning us to embrace our own liminal nature, trailblazers on the edge of enlightenment, forever orbiting the boundary between knowledge and the abyss. In their spectral glide, they symbolize not just the unknown, but the eternal human drive to explore, to understand what lies beyond the horizon of understanding, whispering that some questions are better left unasked, while others demand to be chased into the shadows of eternity. As dawn threatens to spill its first tentative glow, the phantoms of the night dissolve into the waking world, yet their influence ripples through dawn's gentle light. The legends of their clandestine voyage seep into stories retold over steaming cups and quiet firesides, fueling an unquenchable curiosity that teeters on obsession. Researchers, scientists, and dreamers alike pore over fragmented accounts, hunting for patterns that might pierce the veil, separating the tangible from the arcane. In these pursuits, they often stumble upon symbols, enigmatic constellations woven into ancient carvings, whispers echoing through fossilized cave walls, relics that bear the cryptic signatures of their passage. Some say these spectral travelers are echoes of primordial beings, remnants from a time when the universe was a whisper, and chaos itself was an artist, shaping reality in swirling strokes of the unknowable. Others argue they are collective manifestations, a mirror reflecting humanity's collective subconscious, a projection of desire, fear, and the insatiable hunger to carve meaning from the void. Each theory feeds a different hunger, one grounded in the cosmic, another steeped in the psychological, both intertwined in a dance as old as consciousness itself. The fabric of history is embroidered with accounts, some legend, some science, that hint at encounters, sightings that defy rational explanation. In remote mountain monasteries, from the icy depths of polar expeditions to the ancient ruins of forgotten civilizations, scholars have cataloged moments where the boundary blurred, a fleeting figure on the horizon unseen by others, a luminous shimmer in the corner of a vision, a chilling silence that blankets the air before an inexplicable event. These threads weave a tapestry more complex than mere myth, hinting at a universal phenomenon that transcends culture and epoch, echoing in the collective memory as a call to confront what lurks beneath the surface of reality. In laboratories of the mind and chest, experiments are conducted, some scientific, others more intuitive, seeking to understand the nature of perception and consciousness that might produce such spectral phenomena. Quantum theorists posit that perhaps these are ephemeral portals, ripples in the fabric of space-time, glimpses into possible worlds that flicker in and out of existence. Psychologists suggest these are projections of the subconscious, manifestations born from fears or hopes too vast to fully articulate. Mystics, meanwhile, interpret them as messengers, bearers of truths concealed behind the veil of the material world, inviting us to transcend, to evolve beyond the limitations of the flesh. Throughout history, these ideas have stirred revolutions in thought. The Renaissance scholars, inspired by visions and apparitions, pushed the boundaries of science and philosophy, laying groundwork that would eventually give rise to modern understanding, though never fully dispelling the enigma. During the age of exploration, sailors whispered of phantom ships and spectral lights guiding them through treacherous waters. Stories carried like ancestral songs across oceans and continents. In the present, the internet buzzes with forums, conspiracy theories, and shared dreams. A collective digital chorus that echoes the timeless human urge to reach beyond what can be seen and touched. Yet amid all this, the spectral gliders continue their silent journey, indifferent to our classifications and theories. Their ephemeral presence reminds us that perhaps some aspects of existence are not meant to be deciphered with equations or logic alone. Instead, they beckon us to embrace the mystery, to accept that some truths unfold only in the quiet moments of wonder and surrender. They serve as a mirror and a window, simultaneously showing us our infinite potential and the shadows lurking just beyond our understanding, whispering that the universe itself breathes in paradox and ambiguity, forever inviting us to chase its elusive, shimmering edge. In this dance of shadows and light, history reveals itself not merely as a chronicle of events, but as an intricate tapestry woven with threads of ambiguity and revelation. Like ancient glyphs etched into weathered stone, these stories challenge the linearity with which we often attempt to impose order, reminding us that meaning often resides in the spaces between certainty and ambiguity. When we gaze into the depths of these mysteries, whether contemplating the rise and fall of civilizations or the silent whispers of forgotten cultures, we discover that our understanding is but a fragment, an invitation to look deeper, to question more intently. As civilizations advanced and regressed, the narratives we reconstruct are incomplete mosaics, flashes of brilliance punctuated by shadows of uncertainty. The allure of discovery beckons us to peer beneath the surface, to unravel the layered stories encased within archaeology's silent secrets. Each artifact, each faded inscription, becomes a portal whispering of lives once lived, their hopes, struggles, and ideas shimmering faintly through the passage of time. But even as these relics provide clues, they also pose riddles, insisting that history is never fully transparent, always open to reinterpretation, always pregnant with new meaning. In the realm of ideas, philosophical revolutions have emerged, not as definitive answers, but as catalysts that propel us into deeper inquiry. Thinkers who dared to challenge the status quo illuminated the pathways to new ways of understanding the cosmos, society, and consciousness. Their legacies serve as not static truths, but as sparks igniting ongoing dialogues, reminding us that our grasp of reality is, in essence, a vibrant, evolving mosaic shaped by doubt and insight alike. The echoes of past worlds reverberate through art, literature, and tradition, weaving a complex web of human expression that transcends borders and eras. These cultural footprints serve as both anchors and wings, grounding us in our shared heritage while urging us forward into the uncharted waters ahead. They affirm that meaning is layered, endless, and often paradoxical, that beauty can coexist with chaos, order with entropy, and certainty with mystery. The universe itself, in its vastness, embodies this dance of dualities. Stars explode in majestic grandeur, only to fade into darkness. Galaxies whirl in eternal cycles of creation and destruction, and quantum particles flicker unpredictably, reminding us that at the fundamental level, reality refuses to be pinned down. It is a symphony of uncertainty, compelling us to let go of our need for absolute clarity and instead embrace the richness of ambiguity. In doing so, we become explorers, not just of the external cosmos, but of the profound depths within ourselves, navigating an eternal labyrinth where every answer unfurls new questions and every truth reveals itself as part of a larger, intricate mystery. The whisper of the cosmos invites us to dwell at the edge of understanding, where science and spirituality converge into a tapestry woven from curiosity and awe. It suggests that perhaps the most profound truths are those that elude direct grasp, residing instead in the reverberations of our wonder and our vulnerability. Here, amidst the shimmering edge of the known and unknown, we find a truth more enduring than certainty, an invitation to participate in the ongoing dance of discovery, always reaching outward, always learning, always surrendering to the allure of the infinite mystery. As centuries unfurled, humanity's gaze remained fixed upon the horizon of the unknown, driven by an insatiable curiosity that refused to be silenced by boundaries or barriers. From the earliest dawns of civilization, people gazed at the night sky, charting unseen constellations that seemed to whisper ancient secrets. Their flickering light, a reminder that some truths are woven into the very fabric of the cosmos, just beyond the reach of our fingertips. The pulse of discovery beats strongly through ages, echoing in the carvings of tablets, the scrolls of monks, and the telescopic lenses peering into the abyss of space. In this vast, shimmering tapestry, pioneering minds risked everything, risking their livelihoods, their reputations, even their lives, chasing after insights that might illumine the mystery of our existence. Galileo, with his daring observations, challenged the prevailing dogmas, pushing the boundaries of perception. His telescope sliced through the darkness, revealing moons orbiting Jupiter and proving that the heavens were not fixed, dynamic and full of subtlety. That revelation did more than redefine astronomy. It cracked open the rigid shell of our worldview, reminding us that truth is often complex, layered, and continually unfolding. Meanwhile, philosophical visions danced alongside these discoveries, questioning whether the universe's expansiveness represented an external order or an inward reflection of our own consciousness. Some pondered whether the universe was a boundless ocean, inviting us to swim in its depths, or a mirror, revealing aspects of ourselves we had yet to understand. Every new cosmic revelation became intertwined with inner introspection, each answer unfurling new questions, each breakthrough revealing deeper riddles embedded within the fabric of reality. Notably, the pursuit of knowledge often arrived cloaked in paradox, as scientists and explorers learned to accept that certainty could be a fleeting visitor. Newton's laws once seemed absolute, predictable, and firm as bedrock. Yet, as quantum mechanics emerged, the ground beneath our understandings shifted again, revealing a universe where particles danced in probabilistic patterns, where observation itself could alter the very fabric of what is observed. These discoveries dismantled simplistic notions of objective truth, replacing them with a landscape where ambiguity was woven into the fundamental structure of existence. Throughout history, moments of enlightenment were often preceded by periods of profound doubt, silence interrupted only by the internal whisper of wonder. The age of exploration, for instance, was fueled as much by the desire to claim new lands as by the yearning to grasp what lay beyond the visible horizon. Mariners faced tempests and solitude, relying on intuition and a fragile sense of direction, embracing the uncertainty they knew was intrinsic to their quest. Their voyages were less adventures in navigation than pilgrimages into the vastness, where the boundary between the known and the unknown blurred into a horizon that continually receded. The power of these journeys resides not just in the discoveries themselves, but in the very act of daring to look into the abyss. There is a certain grace in vulnerability, an acknowledgement that trusting the unknown might uncover both pale and profundity. The pursuit of understanding often mirrors human resilience, the willingness to stand on the precipice of confusion, to wrestle with mysteries that threaten to overwhelm, yet remain open to the possibility that within that chaos, new order may emerge. As humankind delved deeper into the secrets of the universe, peering into the atom, unlocking the code of DNA, exploring the depth of the ocean, each revelation prompted an internal shift, a recognition that our grasp, no matter how refined, is always a fragment of a greater whole. And perhaps that's where lasting beauty lies, not in the possession of ultimate knowledge, but in the acceptance that in the dance of inquiry, we participate in something far larger than ourselves. The very act of questioning becomes a form of reverence, an affirmation of life's endless capacity for wonder and the inherent humility that accompanies it. In every era, from the ancient philosophers to the modern cosmologists, this dance has persisted. It's a rhythm that calls us to continually reimagine what we believe, to embrace the whispers of mystery with curiosity rather than fear. Because at the core of all exploration is the simple truth that some answers are not meant to be fully contained. They are meant to be felt, experienced, and appreciated for their transient, shimmering nature. The universe softly invites us into its ongoing story, compelling us to listen more closely, to see more clearly, and to remember that perhaps the greatest discovery of all is not what we find, but the role we play in the perpetual unfolding of the infinite mystery. And so we drift into the silent hum of this infinite mystery, where every whisper of the cosmos beckons us to lean closer, to untangle the threads, woven through time and space. It is in these moments of quiet wonder that the boundaries between the known and unknown blur, revealing that the pursuit itself becomes an expression of our very nature, a restless curiosity intertwined with the delicate fabric of existence. As humanity's gaze stretched outward, we began to realize that the universe does not reveal its secrets willingly. It teases, it plays, often echoing back our own reflections in the cosmic mirror, urging us to confront our place within this vast, luminous tapestry. In particular, the age of exploration, once driven by nations seeking dominance, prestige, and the mastery of new lands, transformed into a broader, more introspective quest. With each discovery, whether physical or conceptual, there emerged a new understanding that the universe's self is an evolving story, and that we are both characters and catalogers within it. The stars, ancient despite their fleeting glare, whisper tales of distant worlds and civilizations long vanished, reminding us that history is not just a human construct, but a universal one, etched into the very light that travels across eons to brush against our nights. As scientific minds sharpened and their instruments grew more sophisticated, they unveiled astonishing phenomena: black holes swallowing light, quasars blazing with primordial energy, nebulae shimmering like cosmic paint splashed across the velvet black. These phenomena seem to defy logic, stretch the imagination, and even challenge the very definitions of reality. Yet, it was this very challenge that invigorated our sense of wonder, compelling explorers and dreamers alike to push past the familiar, to venture further into the uncharted territories of both the universe and human consciousness. Amidst this profound curiosity, humanity's spirit of discovery also fostered a deeper recognition of our interconnectedness. The ancient seafarers who navigated the unpredictable ocean recognized their tiny place beneath the boundless sky. Astronomers peering through telescopes glimpsed the interconnected dance of celestial bodies that had danced across the universe since time immemorial. With each step forward, we learned that our stories are not isolated chapters, but part of an ongoing narrative woven into the very fabric of the cosmos, an endless, shimmering interplay of matter and energy, light and shadow, known and unknown. This unfolding story, curated by both science and myth, enriches our consciousness, inspiring art, philosophy, and spirituality to flourish side by side. It calls us to embrace ambiguity with curiosity rather than fear, to see the universe not as a closed book, but as an open parchment, inviting us to write our own verses into its cosmic hymn. We are, after all, not passive witnesses, but active participants, crafting meaning from the fleeting moments in the grand, chaotic symphony, moments that shimmer bright and then fade, only to be replaced by new wonders waiting just beyond the horizon. In this dance of discovery, the borders between ourselves and the universe dissolve, revealing that the questions we hold about existence, purpose, and eternity are perhaps the very keys to understanding a universe that continually refuses to be fully understood. Instead, it beckons us to cherish the act of seeking, to revel in the mysteries that come back, ripple through eternity's fabric, and to stand quietly in the knowledge that in the end, the universe's greatest gift might be its invitation, to keep looking, to keep wondering, to keep feeling the subtle pulse of a cosmic heartbeat that has been echoing through the void for all time. As we trace the arc of human curiosity through the ages, it becomes evident that this relentless yearning to unlock the universe's secrets has been a silent companion, guiding us from primitive stargazing fires and cave paintings to quantum theories and interstellar probes. Every leap forward in knowledge has added threads to an ever-expanding tapestry of understanding. Yet paradoxically, each revelation has often deepened the mystery, shining light on new riddles as ancient ones fade into the background. The great thinkers, Copernicus, Galileo, Newton, Darwin, each shattered or reshaped prevailing paradigms, not by settling questions, but by opening portals to even more profound inquiries. In the Renaissance, humanity's gaze lifted beyond the confines of Earth, envisioning a cosmos teeming with realms beyond sight. The telescope, an instrument born from curiosity, magnified not only distant galaxies, but also the scope of human imagination. Suddenly, the universe was not static or geocentric, but a vast, dynamic entity, governed by laws still awaiting full comprehension. The cosmos beckoned explorers of the mind and the universe alike, echoing a universal call to extend the boundaries of understanding. Through centuries, scientific revolutions jittered through society like earthquakes. Relativity, shifting baseline assumptions, quantum mechanics, unraveling deterministic certainties. But amid these seismic shifts, a quieter revolution took root. The recognition of how intimately our perception shapes reality. Philosophers and scientists alike began to ask, does the universe exist independent of observation? Or do we co-create its meaning through consciousness? This line of questioning blurred distinctions between observer and observed, transforming the pursuit from mere discovery into a dance of interaction, reflection, and realization. The quest for understanding, ingenuity, and resilience beget technological marvels that transmute whispers of theoretical possibility into action. Tangible exploration, spacecraft piercing the cosmic silence, telescopes peering deeper into the abyss, data streams that decode the faint glow of ancient light. Each new discovery raises fresh questions. Is what we see just a shadow of a larger unseen reality? Are we living in a universe driven by forces and dimensions yet unfathomed? The pursuit becomes a spiral, spiraling inward and outward, inviting humanity into an infinite corridor of possibilities, where each answer breeds an array of new questions. Perhaps the universe's greatest power resides in its indifference and patience, waiting to see if we will ever unravel its secrets or marvel at the beauty of the enigma itself. The cosmic horizon is a shimmering invitation, suggesting that the thrill lies not solely in knowing, but in the eternal act of wondering. It's a reminder that human existence is intertwined with this grand quest to seek meaning amid the vast, echoing silence of space, to interpret the silent poetry written across the cosmos, read subtly through the dancing particles and shimmering worlds that whisper tales of creation, chaos, and rebirth. And so we stand here, gazing outward and inward, hearts alight with the hope that just beyond our grasp lies another mystery waiting to unfold, a shimmering thread in the tapestry of eternity. The universe extends an endless invitation to those brave enough to listen for its heartbeat, to look for its reflections within ourselves, and to cherish every flicker of insight as a step deeper into its infinite, mysterious dance. The pursuit persists, relentless and tender, echoing through time and space. Our existence is a small but vital note in the cosmic symphony, a reminder that the beauty of the universe may ultimately reside not in its answers, but in the ceaseless yearning to explore its depths. As explorers and dreamers pour their minds into deciphering the cosmic Morse code, it becomes clear that each discovery, each faint whisper of a distant quasar or elusive gravity wave, is intertwined with the fabric of our collective longing. Humanity's quest for understanding has always been fueled by an inner fire, a desire not merely to catalog the stars or unlock scientific puzzles, but to forge a connection with something greater, something ineffably alive beyond our finite grasp. Ancient civilizations gazed upward, their myths woven from the restless dance of celestial bodies. The Babylonians charted the heavens to predict seasons, aligning their fate with celestial movements. In the Dark Ages, monks copied star charts by candlelight, clutching onto the divine mystery that the sky offered. Every epic's curiosity was a testament to our desire to find our place within this vast, uncharted universe. The Renaissance sparked a revolution, not only in art and philosophy, but also in science. Telescope lenses peeled back layers of obscurity, revealing moons orbiting distant giants, details of nebulous clouds shimmering with new purpose. Those pioneering moments marked the first whispers of humility, that the universe was far larger and far stranger than imagined. Yet, amid the revelatory telescope magic, a new question arose. Are we alone? The search for extraterrestrial life, whether through radio signals or planetary probes, became a symbol of hope and a mirror to our own understanding of existence. Each false lead, each faint anomaly that could be a sign of life, deepened our yearning rather than diminished it. As technology advanced, the cosmic roadmap elongated, with human-made spacecraft crossing the void like wandering diplomats of curiosity. Voyager's golden record, a capsule of Earth's story sent into the silent cosmos, was a testament to our hope that somewhere, somehow, someone might listen and understand. Milestones like detecting exoplanets orbiting distant stars transformed what was once science fiction into credible science. Each discovery a new note in a symphony of possibility. Our ancestors' mythology began to intertwine with hard science, and the boundary between belief and knowledge blurred. Was the universe's vastness a divine canvas, or a grand mathematical structure awaiting our decoding? Perhaps both. Meanwhile, quantum mechanics, with its bewildering intricacies, challenged our perceptions about reality itself. Particles that exist in multiple states until observed. Entanglement connecting distant points faster than light could travel. These phenomena echoed the grandeur and enigma of the universe's inner workings, like a reflected mirror, showing parts of ourselves we have yet to fully comprehend. As we experiment, contemplate, and sometimes stumble through these paradoxes, a quiet realization emerges that our understanding is both limited and infinite. Every answer sears through the veil, revealing even more questions. And so the cycle continues. Throughout this ongoing journey, humankind has also come to recognize that the universe is not a passive backdrop, but an active participant in our evolution. The cosmic rays that bombard our atmosphere, the dark matter unseen but felt in galactic rotations, that universe shapes not only worlds, but minds, unspooling threads of consciousness woven into the cosmos's grand tapestry. Our collective consciousness becomes a vessel through which the universe contemplates itself, a mirror reflecting its depths back at itself in infinite regress. In striving to comprehend the universe, we uncover truths about our own nature: fear, hope, curiosity, wonder. And these truths ripple through history, inspiring art, philosophy, and a persistent humility that perhaps we are not the masters, but the students of cosmic mystery. The multi-dimensional dance continues, a choreography of light, gravity, and unseen forces moving in patterns both decipherable and utterly beyond grasp. We construct models, build telescopes, send probes, all in a quest to find the defining moment, an insight that might illuminate the core of existence itself. Yet perhaps it is the act of seeking that grants meaning more than the destination. The universe's silence invites us to fill it with our stories, our questions, our wonder. In the end, the voyage is as much inward as outward, each discovery echoing the ancient truth that we are stardust, evolution's whisper made flesh, harmonizing with the infinite melody of galaxies and nebulae. The cosmic dance persists, undeterred by our incompleteness, inviting us to sway with it, sometimes in curiosity, sometimes in awe, sometimes in playful defiance, knowing that the universe's true secret might just be that it contains no final secret, only endless corridors of curiosity, leading us ever inward to the next surprise.